Hello and welcome. Today, we're going deep on the AI revolution. And I don't mean some far-off, distant future. I mean the reality that is right here, right now, and it's already changing, well, everything. Okay, to really wrap your head around this, let's start with a pretty staggering comparison. On one side, you've got a banking titan, JP Morgan Chase. Huge, right? On the other, you have Ant Financial, this AI-powered giant that serves over 1 billion customers. That's 10 times more, but with just a tiny fraction of the staff. I mean, think about that. This isn't just a small improvement. It's a whole new ballgame. So what's the engine behind this massive shift? Well, people in the know call it the AI factory. The best way to think about it is as a system that doesn't just run on code. It learns constantly. Every single time a customer does anything, it's collecting data, spotting patterns, and getting smarter. It's kind of like Google search. It's seen billions of searches, so it can pretty much predict what you're going to type next. That loop, data, prediction, action, repeat, that's the AI factory. But all this incredible tech forces us to ask a really big human question. How do we keep up? See, the biggest challenge here isn't about installing new software. It's about upgrading the way we think. There's a story about a French IT company that really hits this home. So over at this French company, Atos, the CEO, Thierry Breton, knew he needed a total mindset shift from his team. He rolls out this massive digital training program, but here's the genius move. He made it completely voluntary. He got it. You can't force people to change. Skills that are pushed on you get resisted. But skills you choose for yourself, you own them. And the result? 70,000 employees got certified. That's double his original goal, all because they wanted to, not because they had to. Now here's a really interesting twist. What happens when the technology itself, the very thing that's supposed to be helping us, actually gets in the way of us learning? This is a real problem happening in medicine right now, and it's called the apprentices dilemma. You've got these incredible robotic surgery systems, right? But they are super expensive to operate. So what do hospitals do? Naturally, they put their most experienced top surgeons on them, which makes sense, except it means the trainees, the young doctors, are stuck on the sidelines. They're not getting the hands-on practice they desperately need to become the next wave of experts. So what do these trainees do? They're forced into what one researcher calls shadow learning. Basically, finding creative, sometimes, let's say, unofficial ways to get experience. And this just drives home a critical point. You can't just drop in amazing new tech and walk away. You have to actually design systems where people and machines can learn and grow together. And this leads us straight into the really murky gray areas. This is where an algorithm's perfect ice-cold logic can create a situation that, to a human, just feels wrong. It's the ultimate tightrope walk between efficiency and ethics. Just think back to the 2017 London Bridge terror attack. Thousands of terrified people were trying to get out of the area, and they all opened the Uber app. The algorithm did exactly what it was built to do. It saw a huge spike in demand and a shortage of cars, and boom, it cranked up the prices by more than 200%. The machine wasn't being evil, it was just doing math. But to the public, it looked like cashing in on a crisis, and the backlash was immediate and intense. And this contrast really gets to the heart of the issue. You've got Uber's model, which is all about pure market efficiency. Then you have a company like Root Insurance. They use an app to base your insurance premium on how safely you actually drive. See, both are using algorithms, but the technology isn't the point. It's the intention behind it. One feels like you're being taken advantage of, and the other feels fair, like it's building trust. So this brings us to one of the biggest anxieties around AI. You know the one. Are the robots going to take all of our jobs? It's a serious question. And to figure out where we're going, it actually helps to look back at some pretty spectacular failures. Years after he tried to create a factory that was almost completely run by robots, a nightmare he later called production hell, Elon Musk admitted something very simple and very expensive. Yeah, Musk's attempt to fully automate the Tesla factory almost tanked the whole company. But believe it or not, he wasn't the first to make this mistake. You can go all the way back to the 80s with General Motors. Both GM and Tesla chased this dream of zero-sum automation, this flawed idea that for a robot to win, a human has to lose. They wanted a lights-out factory, no people needed, and both times it was a disaster. GM's robots famously just started painting each other. The lesson here is pretty clear. When you try to completely remove humans from the equation, things tend to go very, very wrong. So, what's the real answer here? Well, it's not about replacing people. It's about collaboration. The smart folks call this positive sum automation.
The whole idea is that technology doesn't make humans obsolete. It can actually make us better. The goal is to amplify what we can do, not get rid of us. And you can see this working perfectly with something called cobots, which are basically collaborative robots. These are machines designed to work right alongside people. They handle the boring, repetitive stuff, and that frees up humans to use their judgment and skills. And the results speak for themselves. At Mass General Brigham, these things have adoption rates between 80 and 95%. Why? Because they're helping the workers, not threatening.
All of this leads us right here, to this moment. We're at a true tipping point, staring at both these incredible opportunities and some really immense challenges.
First, the challenge, and it's a big one, bias. There was this AI system called Compass, used in American courtrooms to help with sentencing. An investigation found it was twice as likely to incorrectly flag black defendants as being at high risk to reoffend than it was for white defendants. Here's the scary part. AI learns from our historical data, and if that data reflects our society's biases, the AI won't just repeat them. It'll pour gasoline on them and make them even worse.
But right alongside that huge risk, we've had a breakthrough that has changed everything. I'm talking about generative AI, specifically when ChatGPT arrived in late 2022. All of a sudden, the quality of what these things could produce, it just crossed a threshold. It was good. Frighteningly good.
Wharton professor Ethan Mollick has a great way of explaining this. He calls it a tipping point. For years, we were trying to get AI to do these super high-stakes jobs where one mistake is a catastrophe, right? Like a self-driving car. But now, it's gotten good enough for creative stuff, for analytical work. Places where if it makes a little mistake in a first draft of an email, who cares? A human can fix it in 5 seconds. And that simple shift has the potential to make us massively more productive.
So when you boil this all down, what should you take away? Well, first, AI's ability to scale is just off the charts. But, and this is the important part, making it work depends entirely on us. It takes a revolution in our own thinking. It demands that we put ethics and intention ahead of just pure efficiency. And it proves that the best approach isn't to replace people, but to augment them. And you know what? This isn't some theory about the future. We're living through this tipping point right now.
Ultimately, the AI revolution isn't just a story about technology that's happening to us. It's really a story about the choices that we are all going to make with these powerful, powerful new tools.
The final chapter hasn't been written yet. The future isn't set in stone. The only question that's left is the one it's asking every single one of us.